With the surprise of a subtitled South Korean film stealing the headlines at the Oscars to the responses of the winners, the most glamorous awards ceremony in the movie industry dominated yesterday's comment and opinion pages. The Times. Its editorial says South Koreans have turned their worries into inspiration in reference to Parasite winning Best Picture at the Oscars. It said, living on the cusp of a volcano, with the nuclear missiles and heavy artillery of Kim Jong-un menacingly close to the border, makes South Koreans understandably anxious. Their talent, however, has been to turn these worries into creative inspiration. There is a doughtiness and humour about the South Koreans and an absolute determination to hold power to account, to demand explanations for abuse of public funds and to burst the bubble of the super-rich. The contemporary K-pop musicians, the boy bands, the Gangnam dance craze, and an extraordinary wave of filmmaking reflect the nation's nervous energy. As a result, South Korea now ranks not just as an astute technology hub but also as one of the great soft power exponents in Asia. The 4 Oscars for Parasite, including it becoming the first non-English film to win Best Picture, are shaking up the region. In the Philippines, artists are demanding more government support for filmmaking to match South Korea. The Daily Mail. Tom Leonard devotes his column to the Parasite phenomenon. He says, Bong's intensive research extended to the characters. He had a script writing assistant spend months interviewing chauffeurs, housekeepers and tutors in wealthy areas of Seoul. If Parasite is anything to go by, their experience wasn't always a pleasure. The second half of the film is packed with plot twists. It was like when you have water draining in the sink, says Bong. At first you barely notice the waterline descending, but near the end, you start to hear a gurgling as everything rushes down the drain. It's an apt metaphor for a movie whose ending is shocking but also moving. Bong never expected Parasite to make a profit as the plot was so weird, and it was in Korean. But grasping his trophies on Sunday, he acknowledged that rich versus poor was a universal theme. And they don't come much richer than the Hollywood elite that ended up cheering themselves hoarse for Parasite at the Oscars. The Daily Telegraph. Celia Walden writes in her column that the Oscars is now just a sermon for the self-righteous. She says, the Oscars 2020 were like an aging Hollywood star's face, so full of filler, you no longer understood what you were looking at. You could put most of the rambling incoherence down to the lack of a host for the second year running. Last year's supposed presenter Kevin Hart was found to be morally lacking. He quit after some old homophobic tweets resurface. For more on this story, visit the news article link.